I'll welcome her. All right. Woo! All right.
Thank you.
All right.
Hi. I make a lot of friends. If you put me in a crowd of people, I'm pretty good at finding at least one person who can be my friend. Okay, they can be my acquaintance. Okay, they can tolerate me. And then it usually goes like this. I start talking to the other person. We talk more and more, and they call me a special friend or a close friend or even a best friend. And they become like the Linus to my Charlie Brown. And then 2 months in, and it's always 2 months, something happens. I don't know what, but suddenly the Linus to my Charlie Brown becomes the rest of the world to my Charlie Brown. I met this girl in high school named Kellen. We met at lunch, and she confided in me about a lot of really hard things that were happening in her life. She said, I never tell this stuff to anybody, and I just met you. But I feel like I can tell you, there's just something about you. She called me her best friend. We even went to an audience participation screening of the Rocky Horror Picture Show. If that's not true friendship, I don't know what is. But 2 months after we became friends, Kellen told me she was switching lunchrooms. Apparently, there were some kids in our lunchroom that had made fun of her and bullied her in her other classes. She said, as soon as I see them, I hate them so much, I just want to punch them in the face. And she'd been kicked out of at least one school for doing exactly that. So I said, which lunchroom? I'll go with you. And she said, no, it's just easier to make a clean break. Okay. And that was it. I didn't see much of Kellen after that, and she barely talked to me. Until 2 years later, I saw Kellen working at Claire's in the mall, piercing the ears of little girls whose mothers bribed them with ice cream from the food court afterwards. We started talking and catching up, and it was almost like it was during those 2 months when we were friends. But she had zero interest in getting back in contact. Now that seems pretty anticlimactic, not to mention really depressing. And I'm a writer, and now a comedian, so I like a little more closure out of my stories. So I couldn't help but think, what if it were more like a movie? I mean, just picture it. We'd make eye contact, cueing an orchestral swell of cheesy music in slow motion as we run towards each other and hug, and it would have aired as a Hallmark Channel movie, right before 5 reruns of The Golden Girls, all of which I would have watched because watching Close Friends is a reasonable facsimile to having your own, right? Or it could have been more like a TV pilot. That conversation at Claire's could have reignited our friendship, and we would have exchanged phone numbers, had some crazy antics, bought a house together, eaten cheesecake, and I'm talking about The Golden Girls again. Okay, back to the movies. What if, as soon as she'd seen me, she hated me so much that she punched me in the face? That would have been a Lifetime movie. Thank you.
All right.